But the setup that I'm really excited about, which I use today, is my small form factor setup. This setup I use for running gun situations. Anytime I don't know what's going to happen, and I just got to be prepared for anything. It has virtually everything I need in it. And the only thing it doesn't have is a light, which, you know, because it's so small, I can actually carry another bag which has a light in it. And so, which is what I did today. So I'm gonna go over the first pocket. Actually, before I get into that. So what made me choose this setup, I was looking for another camera because we were shooting the discussion series. And again, I was kind of irritated with my very first camera, the Nikon D810, and how bad it was with video. And so I was like, man, I really need a really solid second camera. So this is when I started saving up money again and kind of going through the same phase. But I didn't have the money I had before because I was living at the house, so I didn't have to pay rent and all that stuff. So I don't make it rain like that. So I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to get another D810. Let me try Nikon, or let me try Canon. And you know, I saw some other Canon equivalents that looked nice, but I didn't want to really have to invest in a whole bunch of glass that cost a whole bunch of money. Because again, I didn't have it. So what I ended up doing is getting a Panasonic Gh4. And so for this setup, everything is based off the Gh4. So in this first compartment, I have my lavalier mic. I alternate this mic between this bag and also the interview bag until I get another wireless mic solution. It's a Sennheiser. It's very, very popular. I mean, everybody and their mother has this mic because it's awesome. I mean, there's a whole bunch of reviews online about it. I mean, it's a really, really solid system, especially when you up the gain on your receiver, so you can lower down your camera's preamp. It's pretty solid. And then when I do get into a situation where I want to use an XLR connection, it has the adapter piece. So this is the mic that I use for interviews of any kind of form. If I am in a situation where it's already being used by one person, the pickup of it is actually nice enough where you can actually bump two people off the same mic. I do have another mic, which I'm using right now, that was originally in this setup. It's actually a Rode mic, the Smart Lav that I connect to an iPhone. So that's kind of you're hearing that right now, actually. But anyway, back to this. So that's kind of what's in this this pocket right here is the mic and also the Sennheiser setup, which I put on the side. Of course, this is my Gh4. It is a really awesome camera. I was really proud of it today. It was basically a workhorse, and it worked like a champ. The things that I like that it does better than my D810 is the menu system, the different settings for video. Peaking is really nice. The focus metering is really awesome. Having that little blue outline to tell you where you're focused at is so valuable. Because I use that at work, and so it's nice to have that in a camera. And it's so small. I mean, it's tiny compared to the cameras I'm usually dealing with. So I like this setup a lot, actually. I do have one of the focuses, the focus assistants in this bag. The main lens that I use for this setup is the Panasonic 12 to 35, which in full frame terms, it's 24 to 70 at a constant 2.8. There's a bunch of reviews online about this particular lens. I was able to get it used, and that way I saved some money. And it's solid. It's really solid. Again, the 2.8 is very helpful because this camera is not that great in low light situations. You can get by if you don't push your ISO above, I think the highest I've ever used that had a decent video quality in it was 1200, If you don't go beyond that, you should be all right. Which, if you have a little LED light, you know, on the top of whatever you're doing, you'll be fine. So you never really have to go beyond that if you know how to use lighting. So this is the lens that I primarily use. It's really good all-around purpose lens. It has image stabilization, so it's really great, especially when I put it on my rig, because this is my running gun camera. Now, another lens that I'm super proud of that I got super cheap, another used lens, and this is the Panasonic, what is this? 45 to 200, which is, what is that, 90 to 400 if you're talking in full frame terms. So this lens is super awesome. It's the older version. I've found it very sharp for what it is, and I only paid 160 bucks for it. So like, I mean, at the price point, I really couldn't, you really can't beat it. And so you can find it at a price close to that if you dig hard enough. But yeah, I got this used for 160 bucks, and I used it today actually. There was a situation where I had some people standing at a podium, and I really needed some farther reach because this lens wasn't cutting it. So this guy whipped this bad boy on there, and I didn't go down on quality at all. I had to bump my ISO up because it's not a constant aperture. It's a 5.6, but shoot, again, I only paid 160 bucks for it. So there's no complaints there. I did actually buy another lens that's coming in the mail pretty soon, I hope. And that's a 20 millimeter at 1.8, and which is 40 in full frame terms. And so that will basically complete my set for this particular camera. I have something for the close ranges. I have something for the long ranges. And then I have a prime lens, which if I had the unfortunate situation where I'm in a low light situation, I would at least like to slap a prime on there. And it's a pancake lens. It's super tiny. And it'll be able to fit in this bag as well. And so that's basically what I'm going to be using for this camera. And you can get some pretty solid images with the setup. I think that particular lens I paid like $190 for, which again was right in the same vein as this one. And I like how I didn't have, I got this kind of used as well. So I was able to save a lot of money on this setup, and it made me feel really bad because I paid full price for the D810 and you know the 20 millimeter for the D810. And so, you know, for the price of the body and 3 lenses, I still haven't reached the price I paid for the D810. So and I feel like I'm going to be using this setup a lot more. So that kind of sucks, but it's okay. Another lens that I use, or not a lens, but another mic that I use in this type of run gun situation, if I'm not going to use the lavalier, is the Rode mic. And so the Rode Videomic Pro, it's been pretty solid. I like the fact that you can adjust the gain on this mic, and so again, you can lower down your preamp, put it to 20, and you have some really crisp audio from it. It's really nice to just kind of, you know, if you're in a situation where you're just grabbing sound bites, this will work. I bought the new one, and I want to see how well that does. It's supposed to be really good. The suspension system is supposed to be better, and I paid about $200 for it. I got it used. You know, I'm starting to really like getting used gear. The amount of savings that you get when you buy used equipment is just amazing, and it's really awesome. And so I encourage everyone, you know, if they're on a budget, definitely get used gear. Now, granted, warranties do come in handy. I remember I did have an issue with my D810 when the card I used got corrupted, and I was able to, you know, ship it over to California to get it fixed. But that was kind of a hassle because not only did I have to pay $16 to ship it over to them, but also I waited like it took a month for them to give me my camera back. And so, though they did fix it and it works fine now, it kind of sucked, you know, waiting a whole month to get your camera back, especially if you're using it, you know, for paid gigs and stuff. You kind of need that. So, though I don't have warranties on these, because it is used equipment, I do take care of my stuff, and so I'm a lot more careful with it. So that's kind of what I'm working with. So yeah, that's pretty much what's in my camera bag, or 2 bags. And so let me know what you think. If you have any questions, if you want me to do some product reviews, hit me up, whatever. I'll just tell you what I think, or kind of what I've experienced. That's been a D.Hill report. I will see you guys next time. So if you like that, like our Facebook. That's how it works.
Or YouTube also.
Oh, okay.
YouTube channel. Good videos.
If you like what we're doing, do something about it.
Subscribe.